While many students choose Tokyo or Kyoto to study, I wanted a different experience and so went to Nagoya instead. The third largest city in Japan, with almost 9 million people living in the metropolitan area, Nagoya is a major center of national industry. That means that the city still has plenty to do, without the overwhelming density of Tokyo. The downtown area, called Sakae, has shops and entertainment of every sort and is a popular nighttime destination for college students. You can get almost anywhere you want to go by train, bus, bicycle, or on foot. The subways are the cleanest I've ever seen, run frequently, and are always on time. If I took the Tsurumai line from the apartment I stayed in, I could get to school in less than 10 minutes. Though Nagoya is a large city, it has many beautiful parks. We had barbecues outside in a park near the apartment, and went for hanami in Tsurumai Park. Hanami is a Japanese tradition where people come out en masse to lay out blankets under the sakura, or cherry blossom trees, and enjoy a picnic while watching the scenery. Hanami can get pretty rowdy when all the college students show up. You find temples in the strangest places in Nagoya. I would often come across a temple tucked into the back corner of a street or behind some old buildings. The most famous temple in Nagoya, Oskannon, is rather oddly located in the middle of a vast shopping district full of eclectic goods. Chukyo University is a large school with over 10,000 students and many different areas of study available, including history, foreign language, computer science, and math. The Toyota City campus of the school is well known for athletics and regularly sends athletes to compete in the Olympics. Foreign students are welcome to take any academic or sports class that they want. My friends and I took all sorts of classes ranging from Japanese calligraphy to East Asian economics to anatomy to feminist studies and martial arts. Besides classes, there are many clubs. I was in an environmental science club and had some foreign friends join the tea ceremony and even the chorus club. If you go and visit the International Center, there will always be at least a few Japanese students ready to hang out. Most of them are more than willing to help you out with their Japanese. You can even elect to have a free tutor a couple times a week. Even for a shy person like me, it was really easy to make friends at Chukyo. I bonded with some of the international students, but I spent a lot of time with Japanese friends as well. I met people through classes, club, and through volunteering at university events. Through being at such a large school with a large number and variety of students from all over the world, I was better able to understand many more cultures than just that of the Japanese. I got to travel a bit while I was in Japan. Transportation is expensive, but there are many interesting places to go around Nagoya. For fans of historic architecture, there is the famous Nagoya Castle. There is also Inuyama, an idyllic castle town that looks carved out of a history book. In my opinion, this castle is much better than Nagoya Castle. In Inuyama town there is also a place called Meijimura, a sort of park that acts as a museum for historical buildings transported from all over Japan. These include a grand hotel, a magnificent cathedral, and the former emperor's train car. I also went to the history-rich city of Kyoto. Though we were transported by guided tour bus, which sometimes made our trip seem a little rushed, this format allowed us to see many of the great sights of the city. We experienced glorious shrines and temples, a castle, parks, and calming Buddhist gardens. We sat down for a traditional lunch consisting of tofu prepared in countless ways at a charming restaurant. We learned how to perform the tea ceremony at a traditional tea house. We even got to explore the downtown and observe the nightlife. I was able to return to Kyoto by bullet train, a form of travel I highly recommend. Though it's expensive, you're able to see so much of the country, and it's the fastest way to travel. The most amazing part of my return trip to Kyoto was not the ancient temples, but rather the modern train station. A far cry from the traditional elegance of large stations such as Grand Central in New York City, Kyoto Station is a behemoth of glass and steel, the beauty of which seemed to be lost on the hurried travelers beneath its roof. The greatest events of all my time in Japan were definitely Matsuri. Matsuri are traditional festivals held by cities all throughout the year. A celebration of celebrating, it seems to me. Everybody comes out for the Matsuri, people even from cities that are far away. We traveled 2 hours to go to Inuyama for Inuyama Matsuri. Women in kimono with folding fans dance through the streets, and giant wooden flutes carrying children playing flute and drums march along on the backs of burly men. The boom of a man vigorously playing the taiko drum can be heard from some of the floats. As the parade goes by, vendors in colorful dress sell all sorts of street foods. Takoyaki, ramen burgers, okonomiyaki, candied fruits, all sorts of greasy and sugary delicacies. There is more singing and dancing throughout the night, and fireworks crackle through the sky, in an epic display grander than the grandest I've ever seen in the States. There is no doubt the Japanese know how.